frankly, many of us are exhausted, feeling as though we can't seem to catch a break, working so hard to balance hobbies, family time, and work with bills, chores, and deadlines. If you find that you have too much on your plate and you spend a lot of time reacting to things happening to you rather than just living life, perhaps you don't need to add anything new to your list or create a new New Year's resolution. Maybe you don't need to do that. Next year doesn't have to be the year of starting new things or embracing new hobbies and spreading yourself out too thin. It might just be a year of depth, repetition, intentionality, and mastery. This video explores 3 strategies you can take action in immediately to change your life for the better. Number 1, when considering ways to enhance your daily activities, your daily habits, or your daily routines, there is something to be said about sticking with what's working. Let's say you've got a habit that you like, that you enjoy, that you are good at, or you want to get better at and bring value to your life, but you're not engaging in it as often as you would like or as much as you would like. Instead of scattering your time and your money, your effort and your concentration across so many different things, why not completely double down on something that is currently working? You're doing it already. Why not double down on this existing habit? Think about it. You are already engaging in the habit. Maybe reading, for example, is something that you want to keep doing long term. It brings you joy or it brings you some kind of fulfillment. All you need to do is increase the frequency or the intensity of your engagement with this habit. So focus on refining this one habit. If it is exercising, for example, consider how you might extend your exercising sessions or add more sessions within the week. If it is reading, on the other hand, maybe each night before you go to bed, read for a little longer, right? Or read every night of the week rather than once or twice a week. By focusing on upscaling something that is already working, it is already happening, you are already doing the thing, you turn that from a sporadic activity to a solid routine that is much more difficult to break and much more likely to be stuck to. So instead of aiming for new hobbies, for example, enhance what you are already doing. Do it better, do it well, make it a part of your routine. Build a solid foundation around things that you are already doing so you stick with them so that they are more sustainable, they are more impactful, and you get the benefit from doing the actual thing rather than doing it every once in a while. Some other examples are skincare. Say you already wear your sunscreen, right? You can take that a step further and wear your sunscreen every day, not just once in a blue moon or just when it is hot or when it is summer, right? Or you can even apply your sunscreen to the back of your hands and the back of your neck, or bring it down to your neck and your chest. You want better skin, right? You're already wearing your sunscreen. You have it at home already. You're not going to buy a new sunscreen. You might as well get the best out of that activity. Applying your sunscreen more intentionally, more coverage, more often, more regularly, and to other parts of your body that you probably have forgotten about. Other examples of things that you can do more of are spending time with friends and family, making time to actually do that, or resting on your days off. I know many of us are just so busy, we don't even have the time to rest. Another thing you can do is understand your finances. That's another one. And then work on your hobbies. You are already doing these things. You're making money. Get better at understanding your money, where it's going, how you're spending it, and all of these things. You are already wearing your sunscreen. Get better at doing that particular task. You don't have to go start any new habits. You don't have to go buy an extra skincare product, for example. You already have your sunscreen. Wear that more often. So what's the first step to a better life? Do more of something that is currently working. Number 2, when it comes to habits that are not working or are not serving us, not getting us any better, habits that I call waste of time habits, we want to stop doing those things. But we're not going to just stop abruptly. That's not the plan here. We are going to reduce the intensity or the frequency with which we engage with these habits. So instead of abruptly cutting these habits from our lives, deceiving ourselves thinking that we can just stop a habit cold turkey. Many of us can, some of us can't. Consider reducing the frequency or intensity gradually. You want to create a balance that supports your overall well-being, right? Reducing the frequency or intensity of engaging in this habit without the pressures of strict eliminations. For example, if you find that you spend too much time on your phone every day, maybe social media, right? Especially when it doesn't necessarily add value to your life or make you any happier at the end of the day, you can decrease your usage of the social media platform little by little every day or every week. That way you are intentionally doing something about something you don't like, about a habit you don't like. You're not just living it and just waiting for it to just disappear on its own, right? You're doing something about it, but you are reducing the frequency or intensity of usage gradually. So with the social media thing, you can set shorter time limits for these activities or choose specific days of the week that you engage in these activities and stick to that schedule. By easing up gradually on these less productive habits, you might notice a significant shift in the way that you feel. You might feel happier, you might feel lighter even, more focused or motivated because you're not doing things that drain you, things that don't leave you happy when you're done engaging with them. This approach does two important things. Number one, it frees up your time, it frees up your energy, your concentration, your focus. It frees up so much for things that truly matter to you. And number two, it allows you to maintain a sense of freedom and enjoyment over the things that you engage in without letting these habits overpower your life and just suck life out of you. Here are some examples of things that you can potentially do less of. Number one is spending less time with people who do not value you, what you have to say, or where you are headed in life. Consuming sugary foods is another one. So is consuming fast foods too often, right? You don't have to go cold turkey. You can just reduce how much of that you consume. And of course, we have complaining. Life is harsh, life is hard. There's so many things to complain about, but maybe we can complain a little less today. The second strategy for a better life is to do less of the things that are not working. Do less of the things that you don't like. Do less of the things that you do not see yourself doing or enjoying. Number three, consider setting aside experimentation time. Every week, the same way you schedule things that you have to do at work or at home or whatever it is that you do, schedule some time to experiment. We're not overhauling your whole routine. That's not what we're doing. We're just sprinkling some novelty, in your otherwise mundane life. I'm all for embracing the mundane and enjoying life day to day. But if you're finding that you want some more excitement in life, that it is on you to make that happen, right? And so set out time every week to experiment with new things. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I used to drive to work. It sucked the life out of me. I would come back home complaining. I was so exhausted. I had to be alert. I had to be active before I got to work, and then be active at work, and then be active and alert on my way to work. So it wasn't just a regular 8 hours of work every day. It was another 45 minutes on this end and another 45 minutes on this end. It was just getting too much for me. So one day I decided, you know what, I'm going to catch a train twice a week, on Thursdays and on Fridays. And when I tell you that I couldn't wait to go to work on those 2 days, completely changed my life, completely changed my outlook, my approach to my day, to work, to everything. I didn't get to work complaining about the traffic. I didn't get to work complaining about the weather, nothing. I could write, I could fall asleep if I wanted to, I could reply to messages that I hadn't had time to reply to, order groceries online. Do you know what I mean? I could do so many things. I could sightsee. Every now and again I would get off at another train station just to sightsee and to go, oh, I haven't been in this suburb before. I haven't been here in 4 years. Let me go see what's new. Do you know what I mean? Just sprinkle some excitement in your day-to-day life. You are worth it, but it is on you to make it happen. So if you find that you are in a similar position, that's something that you can do as well. If you don't like your commute to work, you can try something different. You can walk, you can bike, you can catch public transport, you can Uber if you can afford to. If you find that you're just so tense, like I was, on the way to work and on the way back home. Other examples of experiments that you can try are trying a new coffee shop. If you're a coffee drinker, you can try a new spot and go, just check it out. And of course, trying out a new recipe if you like to cook. And then there is immersing yourself in another culture, through their movies or books or the language or the food, without even ever leaving your city. You can immerse yourself in somebody else's culture across the globe. So try things out and see if it brightens your day. By carving out time specifically for trying out new things, you eliminate the expectations often associated with starting something new or wanting it to work or giving it all of your best. The pressure for immediate success or for immediate integration into your life, all of that is out of the question. Instead, this time becomes your playground for curiosity. A chance to explore freely and see what resonates with you and what doesn't, allowing you to test new waters and potentially uncover hobbies or efficiencies that you might never have discovered otherwise. So, the third strategy to changing your life for the better is to schedule experimentation time.